Hi, my name is Megan Alter, and I'm running for one of the at-large seats for Iowa City City Council. I'm running because I believe in the strength of local action and local effort to make a better normal for us all. Over the past 8 months, we've heard and read and probably even felt, can't wait to get back to normal. But at a municipal level, I'm not sure that this is the right attitude. Rather, we need to move forward in terms of equity, economy, and the community. Right now, we have a tremendous opportunity to affect real change and opportunity and access in people's daily lives so that overall, as a community, we're living happier and healthier. I have extensive local community experience, knowledge, and expertise that informs my campaign and certainly informs how I would be as a counselor. During COVID, I was a co-founder of Neighborhood Nests, which were micro-hubs for students at risk in the Iowa City School District. Initially thought of to help with educational and technological supports, quickly we realized that we needed to provide food security, transportation needs, and social services, which we did, albeit on a limited basis. Additionally, I'm serving my second term as a Housing and Community Development Commissioner. That commission oversees the direct aid agency applications for funding over the course of a year, and we turn those recommendations to the City Council as part of their budget concerns. Between that and then also looking at affordable housing programs and making recommendations to solidify them, I have a pretty good view of what the needs and the challenges in the community are and have been over the past several years. This is why the types of things that I'm concerned with really impact people's lives. I've been talking a lot about the need for affordable childcare. It is a huge and complex problem, but we have to look at it locally, and Iowa City needs to get on board. I'm here to make sure that that's part of the discussion. Additionally, I live in the South District and love it there, but I and many others who are in this neighborhood are forced either to buy socks at the Hy-Vee, go all the way across town to Walmart, or take our dollars completely out of Iowa City and go out to Coralville. At the same time that big box stores are no longer as viable, we do need retail options in the South District, and I'm here to really advocate and to propel that work. Additionally, wouldn't it be amazing if we could get something phenomenal in the Iowa City marketplace? And then finally, as I've talked a lot about, affordable housing. We have to make sure that the people who live here in Iowa City can afford to do so. We also want to attract more people to come and live here as well as work. And we can only do that if we solve for both renters and for homeowners. From all of this work, I know that good candidates, good counselors are proactive. And that's the type of platform that I will bring to City Council. I will not merely wait to react to things that are brought in front of me. My entire motivation for running is to make people's daily lives better. That's why I'm running, and that's how I plan to represent you. I hope you will vote for me, Megan Alter, on or before November 2nd. I'm the only woman on the ballot for City Council, and I am here, ready, and experienced, not to mention willing and enthusiastic to represent you.
Hello, I'm Jason Glass, an at-large candidate for City Council this November. I'm 45 years old, and I've lived in Iowa City for 7 years, but have been within an hour drive of Iowa City my entire life except for about 3 years. I now live with my wife, who I met here in college in the Hawkeye Marching Band, and my 2 daughters, one at City High and one is at Regina Elementary, and my Labrador Retriever. I'm running because I believe in community service and I love Iowa City. I think it's a pretty great place, and I think sometimes that gets lost in some of our discussions around where we need to improve and how we can be better. That it's a pretty wonderful place and we got a great thing going here. I'm currently the vice chair of the Iowa City Human Rights Commission, and I'm a past member of the Iowa Human Rights Board. As a member of the Iowa City Human Rights Commission, I was the lead author on our statement on Black Lives Matter. I've been involved with local theater and music, and I spent 20 years of my professional career in human resources for several local companies, including a large nonprofit that focused on social services. I've made workplaces safer, more equitable. I've investigated dozens of harassment and sexual discrimination and harassment complaints. So I've done real hard work in organizations to make things more equitable and better for employees. I've also recruited people here from all over the country because I think it's a great place. I now teach at the University of Iowa, Tippie College of Business, where I teach human resources, leadership, and entrepreneurial classes at both the undergrad and MBA level. I led a nonprofit called Professional and Technical Diversity Network that welcomed a more diverse workforce to the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids area. I'm a 27-year member of the Iowa Army National Guard. The 34th Army Band is my unit, so I get to play music for my Army career, which is pretty cool. I'm a saxophone player, the drum major for the marching band, and an equal opportunity leader for my unit. My dad was a firefighter. I grew up around the fire station, and he was later fire chief. I worked for the Park and Rec Department and then 2 summers for the wastewater treatment plant in my hometown, which is Fairfield, by the way. So I've done some dirty jobs, and I have a real appreciation for the work that gets done, often thankless and unheralded work of the core services of any city, in particular Iowa City. I'm not running because of any one issue or passion project or area of town. I want to be part of the decision-making process around some of the issues and big decisions that we're facing. And some of those are public safety. We've seen an increase in gun violence over the last year and a half. In 2019, the Iowa City Police Department had 15 shots fired calls. In the last year and a half, that number's been over 80. That included 22 people that were hit, including 5 homicides. If those statistics are surprising to you, I'm not surprised because we're not having a community conversation about that. And I believe as city councilor, we need to start that conversation as a community and start to talk about solutions for what we can do. Even though some of those factors may be out of our control, that doesn't mean that there aren't things that we can work on. And those may not be primarily law enforcement, in fact, entirely or even primarily law enforcement. It involves our neighborhoods and our communities and our schools and our families. The American Rescue Plan funds, we have $18 million of federal money to spend. There are big decisions around how we're going to use that. I have been very vocal about that. My priority for that is direct cash payments to some people that have been the hardest hit. Some of our undocumented workers here in Iowa City that have not received any of the federal benefits that most Iowa City residents have received, but also focused on some projects that the whole community could benefit from, such as accelerating our climate change plans or some more work around social justice grants. And I think we need to get back to basics and making sure that we are addressing things like our fire department staffing, which has not increased in 10 years despite our growth both up and out. Solutions to complex problems don't fit on bumper stickers, nor in a 5-minute video. So to learn more, please go to my website or my Facebook page where I've been very out front on discussing my thoughts on some of these issues as well. Like any good team, the City Council needs a range of voices to make good decisions. That's what diversity is really all about. And I believe my background and my experience will bring a unique and independent perspective to the City Council, and I ask for your vote in that effort. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bruce Teague, and I'm a candidate for a City of Iowa City councilor seat. Now, many of you know me as mayor of the city, and I've been honored to be in that role. I am naturally up for the council seat, and I came on council in 2018, and every 4 years you have to reapply if you want to become a counselor again. And so for those that was wondering, I am naturally up and I am eager to put my hat out there again and ask for your vote on November 2nd. There's a lot that's been happening since I've been on council, but for those of you that may not know me, I want to give you a little bit about who I am. I came here at the age of 17, went to West High, and it was through the community engagement that I really fell in love with this community. My church, friends, being on several organizations just made this feel like home. And now I just can't imagine myself being any other place other than living here in Iowa City. I've served this community through my work, through healthcare, through group homes, and serving individuals with disabilities and elderly and end-of-life patients. That's my life work. And I have dedicated myself to really caring for other people. And now that I am in this role, I really feel not like a politician, but this is a way that I can care for our community. Through my experiences as being here, I know what it feels like to have needs of being on food stamps or just don't have enough to have ends meet. I also know what it feels like to apply and receive some funding through CDBG, the Community Development Block Grants, as well as some of the other programs that the city has. I own some rental properties, so I understand some of the things that our developer have as well. And that's why I feel like I'm well-rounded in the opportunities that I've had being here in Iowa City. And sitting on council, my lens is wide. It really does represent all the people of this community. I'm also happy to be a part of the LGBTQ plus community and knowing the marginalized challenges that me as a Black person and also other minorities have. When I'm looking at policies and making final decisions, I incorporate all of those things into ensuring that everyone has been accounted for the good of this community. And so when November comes, I do hope that you'll consider voting for me. Now, there's a lot that's been happening since 2018. We have increased the City of Iowa City base pay for employees to $15 an hour. We have done climate action change. We're working on that. We have that emergency proclamation for that. And I want to thank all the people that have been contributing to that, staff, as well as people within the community. Thanks to, it was really the climate strikers, some high schoolers that really got to me and let me know that we needed to make change now because they're the ones that is going to be feeling these effects. And of course, the 100 Grannies, absolutely love them and the efforts that they've done. But there's been a lot more that's been happening. 2020 happened. Of course, we'll talk all about that, but I'm so happy that we're on this side of 2020 right now. Thanks to this community for all that you've done. We will continue to get through COVID together. Black Lives Matter happened. We saw as the nation witness George Floyd die at the hand of a police officer. That was horrible. And I'm so grateful for this community having our commitment to making sure that systemic racism we will address. So thank you, community, for really making sure that me as a counselor and this council is committed to what you want. And I want you to know that our police officers here in our community, I thank them. I think they have been doing an excellent job. Now, there is always opportunity for change. We're going to make those changes. And I am super excited to continue to be on this side as a policymaker and ensuring that we move forward together as a community. As I leave you today, I want you to know that I am dedicated to this city. I absolutely love this city. You're all awesome and amazing. And what I want most of all is for us to be united and move forward together. Thank you, Iowa City.
Hi, my name is Sean Harmson and I'm running for Iowa City Council District B. I hope you will support me this November. The election is on November 2nd and early voting is underway. I'm running because I believe that we need to keep Iowa City moving in the direction of greater economic, racial, and social equity and justice. Those are the causes that I have been fighting for since I moved to Iowa City in 2010. I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but first a little bit about who I am. I am currently a visiting professor at Coe College. I commute up from Iowa City. I have been teaching there since 2016 after I finished my PhD at the University of Iowa. That's what brought me back to Iowa City in 2010 with my family. I live with my wife and my 2 kids. Both of my kids are currently students in the Iowa City Community School District. I'm running, as I said, because of the things that I believe in and the values that I believe in. And those are values that I have fought for many years. I believe that actions speak louder than words. And so what I want to let you know about me is that if you've seen me around the community, you've seen me fighting for the things I believe in. And those would include things like the right of members of the LGBTQ community to marry who they love and to do so without discrimination. I have fought for the people who are running for office and the groups that are advocating for things like the dignity of workers and the right for workers to collectively bargain and to have a living wage. I have fought for people who are working on things like affordable housing and for racial justice in the community. Those are the things that I have spent my spare time fighting for, and now I hope to continue those kinds of things as a city council member. It's also important to note maybe some of the things that I have fought against. I have fought against all the people and the groups who have been against same-sex marriage and want to discriminate against the LGBTQ community. I have been working against those who have taken away our right to raise the minimum wage to a living wage here in Iowa City and Johnson County, as our local leaders had decided. I have been fighting against those who have taken and given property tax cuts to those who have more money and shifted the burden of paying for all of the things our city provides onto homeowners and to other places in the community. I have spent all of this time doing all of those things and more, and that's what I intend to bring to the Iowa City Council. So I hope you will vote for me on November 2nd or before if you're a person who likes to vote early. And thank you so much for your support.